Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome to 5 Minute Friday. So today I want to talk to you about courage, about what courage is for me, what it means for me, and how you can find it within yourself. So when we talk about courage, quite often I think people think about, or if I asked you, to think of somebody courageous, you'd think about someone that had done something really big, walked across the Arctic or travelled the world, or perhaps somebody that's faced real adversity and come over it, had an accident or really dealt with loss in their life or had a really difficult time. And I think that when we only focus on that description, quite often we think of ourselves as different from those people and therefore that we aren't courageous. But courage doesn't always have to be about this really big, bold action, about making these great changes or doing these really out there things, if you like. For me, courage can also come in a much softer, a much quieter, and actually a much deeper way. And when I think about courage, I think about the courage that comes from the heart. So it's easy to kind of think about the courageous people that maybe change their jobs or quit their relationships or, move countries. And I think about when I've done some of these things before. That in itself, for me, wasn't the courageous part. That was the part that had to come. That was the part that followed. And actually, what was the most courageous and the most challenging thing was me being able to listen in and hear what my heart and what my body was actually saying. To hear that the things that I was doing weren't right for me, or the relationship that I was in wasn't serving me in the way that I knew that it could, or the times that I had to look in the mirror and really admit to myself that the way I was treating myself, what I wasn't giving myself, what I wasn't doing for myself, that was the courage. That's where the courage came, in really hearing it and admitting it. And I think it's really important that we remember that that is also what courage can be. It's about listening. It's about opening up enough to feel what we actually feel and really admitting to ourselves the truth of what's going on. Because then when we do that, the other stuff, it comes so much easier because we're actually feeling much more aligned with what we know is true and with our own truth. And so if you're feeling like you don't have that courage or you're struggling to find that confidence, for me it's really about going back to a time when you really listened to yourself. Perhaps you said no for something because you knew it wasn't right. Perhaps you said yes because everything else around you seemed like it was totally illogical, but somewhere you knew that it was right for you. Perhaps you spoke out about something and in the end it didn't necessarily get you to where you thought it might, or you faced some resistance to that. But you said it anyway because you knew it was your truth. Or you shared an idea because that was something that you truly believed in. All of those things, they may be tiny, they may seem tiny, but those for me are where the real courage lies. Because courage comes from the heart. And so if you're struggling to find that courage for something, then I would really invite you to go back to that time where you've done it before. Because you do have it, it's just that maybe it's got buried somewhere or you've forgotten about it. And when you go back to that time, when you listen in, when you hear what your heart has to say and what needs to be heard, that's when you'll find the courage to make the change or to take the step or make whatever decision it is you need, or just even to continue doing what you're already doing. because that's where the courage lies. It doesn't lie in here or in here, it lies in here, in your heart.